Okay, and I think we're good. Hello, peoples. Jason here. So, it's been a very long time since I've done a video. Lots of reasons for that. So many life changes. As we're all aware, 2020 has been, the year of waiting for the last of the four horsemen to arrive. So, yay. Um, I'm. I found myself engaging in my own way, really, with trying to dig into civil, political, and public discourse. And I've been digging through a lot of, as they're referred to, talking heads on the internet, and trying to find my own stance and grounding on things, and using other people's opinions as sort of tests and gauges, and just ways of really kind of pushing myself to be like, is this something I can believe in? If I can't, why not? Is there a way or a version or an adjustment of this that I can find some cohesiveness with? And I've been fortunate to be able to stumble across several people online that I've been listening to. I'll at some later point I'll probably dig into the different people that I listen to and what I listen to specifically with them. But I kind of got inspired to start talking about issues that are on my mind and that are relevant to me. And um, I want to start with this by talking kind of at a local politics level. Because one of the things that I've noticed is there's a lot of discussion about national politics and international politics and even state level politics to some extent. But local politics does seem to get the short end of the stick. And my goal with this is first off to share my opinion. I mean, a billion people are going to do that, so whatever. Someone shares their opinion, whoop de fucking do. Notice I am not censoring myself here, so parents be warned. But anyways, so I'm sharing my opinion. That's fine. I'm my I don't see that as the end result of this process, though. For me, the most important thing is not that I'm sharing my opinion, but that I am encouraging discussion. And it's a very challenging thing to, put myself out there with the idea that I'm encouraging discussion and that I'm going to have to encourage discussion with people that disagree with me. Fortunately, I have some experience with this. One of my best friends is a very strong right leaning conservative Christian Republican. And him and I have a lot of disagreements about public policy and the proper role of government and all that kinds of stuff, because I am left leaning. Like, for example, I support the idea that healthcare is a public good. I support the idea that the internet should be regarded as a public good and should be treated as a government-run monopoly. Same with healthcare. These are ideas I agree with, and I'm not going to say that I'm like, these things must happen. It's more like, I'm open to different ideas, thoughts, and suggestions on how they can be implemented, and I do believe that there are problems with the stances that I hold, but I generally believe that the benefits of my stances outweigh the detriments of them. So, I'm not like, hard left, and nor is my friend really hard right. And we have some really good conversations. And to me, the quintessential essence of a good conversation boils down to what I'm going to refer to as the John McCain philosophy. John McCain is a Republican, or was a Republican, rest his heart. And I disagreed very strongly with his political stances in the 2008 election. I did not vote for John McCain in the 2008 election. I did vote for Barack Obama. I, however, had a tremendous amount of respect for his treatment, even in opposition of his own party, for his political rival, and how he would, against his own cohort, stand up for what I consider to be the values that make democracy work. Which includes dedication to the truth, than attacks that are focused on the policies and ideas of the other person and not the individual. Ad hominems are a bad way of conducting any sort of democracy. So when I say that I'm wanting to create a discourse, what I mean very specifically is that I want to create a space for that John McCain style of discourse. And that doesn't mean that I'm going to hold this, First Amendment free speech, I can say whatever I want kind of thing. I mean, if we want to get into the nuances of it, that's just, government imposing its, ability to censor speech, which, is disallowed by the First Amendment. My view on that is that, and how that applies to this channel now and going forward, is that I will gladly partake in conversations and discussions and engage with people. But as soon as it gets to the point where it stops being a discussion about policies and ideas and starts being a discussion about the character and quality of the person on the other side, then that for me is worthy of censorship. That to me crosses a line that says the person doing these things is not engaging in constructive discourse that can lead to a positive outcome. And, as a private citizen on a platform that technically, Google, in their infinite wisdom, has ultimate control over, I am allowed the right to do that. And sure, it goes against the strict free speech ideology. However, I will argue that it does so in a way that actually encourages the benefits that free speech provides. So, with that out of the way, what you're going to start seeing from this channel going forward is, first off, a commitment from me. And I've been very bad about commitments, and I will fully acknowledge this. So I'm going to make this commitment in the same way that 3 Blue 1 Brown makes his commitments to make videos, and that it is my goal to get a video out a week. But I cannot guarantee that. I don't know what's going to have to fall together in order for that to happen. I'm going to try. I will do my best. But things happen. But it is my goal to get a video out a week on some local issue. And by local, I mean local to the Washington, Spokane area. Or Spokane, Washington, if I'm actually sequencing that properly. So United States of America, state of Washington, city and county of Spokane. Because that's where I'm currently living as of November 2020. So I don't necessarily know what I'll talk about all the time. I mean, sometimes I'm going to have to strain and stretch and try to find things. But at the end of the day, I'm going to try to talk about public issues and my opinion on them, with the idea of bringing forth some additional discussion, because local issues do not get the attention I frankly think they deserve. And I'm going to be moderating the chat space, the comments for the video and whatnot, and any other social media interaction with that realm, as it was, under the idea that any idea, policy, philosophy, or whatnot you wish to discuss, you are free to do so. You can promote a fascist ideology, and I am okay with that. What you cannot do is tell someone who's promoting a fascist ideology that they're a jerk and they should never have been born. Ad hominems are out. I will censor and screen those and completely remove those. But I'm happy to discuss the policies. I'm happy to discuss the perspectives and viewpoints. This is because I want to encourage and increase discourse, not because I want to censor it. I don't like the idea of censorship in general, but I do understand that in a healthy civic discourse, it should be necessary. Because at the end of the day, we're human beings. We have tendencies that, especially being online, tends to exaggerate the more harmful tendencies. And I want to create a space that encourages the more beneficial tendencies and tries to subtract out some of the harmful tendencies. This is something that I may have to make changes to as time goes on, but this is where I'm starting today. So I'm hopeful that you'll spend some time engaging with me in the comments on the videos and on social media as well. I have a Twitter, I have a obviously YouTube, I have a Facebook, I have a LinkedIn. I do try to keep the LinkedIn related more to professional stuff and less of the philosophical stuff, but still, just a request. So yeah, welcome back to what is hopefully a reborn channel for Jason Michael Cherry.